Welcome to the Speakers Room Live. I'm Evolve Benton, the Speaking for Profit coach. If you're listening right now, put hashtag live in the comments. If you're listening in the near and dear future, put hashtag replay. Today's conversation is all about the one mistake that public speakers keep making that keep them unpaid and burnt out. And I'm excited to talk to you all about this particular conversation because I know that one thing that will keep us from being financially free is making the mistakes that we don't have to make when it comes to our business, when it comes to who we're building relationships with. And I just want to share this with you all because I know that many of you who are here today are in a position where you are growing your speaking business or you're growing your consulting business. And if you could skip past this one mistake, you'll put yourself in a better position than a lot of your competitors. So, like I said, if you're listening right now, just put hashtag live in the comments. If you're listening in the near and dear future, put hashtag replay. Uh, I I want to also share with you all a few updates that are happening here at Speaking for Profit University so that you all can have an understanding of some of our updates and some of the things that you should be connected to. So, a little chapstick on, right? Making sure I'm taken care of. And I see folks are finally joining. Thank you so much for being here. So, one thing that I want to share with you all is that we have an amazing asset that we recently created called the Speakers Fee Calculator. And this calculator gives you an opportunity to put in a speaking agreement that you have coming up. Maybe you have a virtual in person hybrid presentation that's coming up, and you could put in the information to see how much you should charge. You could also use it particularly for future opportunities that you're thinking about. How much should you price it? So let me share that with you all really quickly so you can see where you can find it. You can actually find it on the Speaking for Profit website. If you go to speakingforprofit.com, you can find it there. And what you're going to do is you're just going to click here at the top left hand side, and you're going to see the speakers fee calculator. You can utilize it, and it's a free asset that we have created here at the university for you to be able to start really charging your worth and charging the marketplace would expect. Now, one thing I want to say about this in particular, y'all, when it comes to this speakers fee calculator, is that we want to think about it in a particular way of this is giving you a price so that you're able to negotiate your worth. So it's going to give you a price that's a little bit sometimes larger than maybe charge for an hour or feel comfortable charging for an hour or feel comfortable charging for 30 minutes because we want you to be in the best place as far as the negotiation, right? So when we think about it, let's say we're going for a job, right? Because some of us can really adapt to that very quickly. We've worked in employment. If we're going for a particular job and we want more, we're going to ask for a little bit more so that we can find some way to compromise and to negotiate. And that's what the calculator does for you. The calculator also will a little bit about your emotional intelligence, right? So when you're thinking about it, how do you usually deal with things emotionally after a speaking opportunity? We're going to count that in. We're going to think about accommodations, like if you're driving there or if you are taking a flight there. So all of that's put into the calculator. You can go to speakingforprofit.com, click calculator, and get access to that. And I see some folks are here. Welcome, Diane. Thank you for being here. Amber, welcome to the space as well. Glad I just did lunch with Amber. Glad you're able to be here. And I made it home safe. So you know that now. So let's talk a little bit about the one mistake public speakers make that keep them unpaid and burnt out. And then we'll get into some more updates for Speaking for Profit. So one of the topics, y'all, that really is critical for us to consider, hey, Mark, thank you so much for being here, is how we can show up for speaking opportunities as our full self and over deliver. And one of the best ways to do that, I'm gonna be transparent with you, is really by creating one talk. Creating one talk. And I want you to write this down. If you're not taking notes yet, go on and bring them out so that you can think about this. Creating one talk. And what we're talking about is our signature talk, a signature talk that we can share with the world over and over again, right? So one of my signature talks has been a poem that I created called Boy, Born Obviously Incredible. And this poem, I've used it in uh, job interviews, it at conferences. I've used it around the world, actually. I've even shared it internationally in Canada and even Australia. But this one poem has been the core of my signature talk. And it's really about my identity and my relationship to Blackness, my relationship to queerness in this one poem, and how I believe that everyone in the center of that is born obviously incredible. But then from that poem, we had a documentary. From there, we have some teachings that we'll do at organizations around gender diversity. From there, we'll have a book that I created. We had merch. There's so many legs that built from that core or branches that built from that tree. So what the mistake that most speakers make, to be transparent with you, is every time they get a paid speaking opportunity or every time they get a free speaking opportunity, what they do is they create a new speech every time. And what other people are doing, like the top speakers in the world, is that they're creating one, two, maybe even three signature talks. And they're doing the Beyonce method, is what I call it. They're going around to different organizations around the world and they're sharing their framework and they're sharing their principles and they're sharing their talk. But for some reason, what happens with a lot of new speakers or novice speakers or folks who just don't know the game is they feel that every time a new organization comes, they got to come to a new talk. And that's not true. What I really want you to start to think about is what's your core message? What's the core problem that you're solving? And how can you turn that into something that needs to be heard by the world? So when you are called upon, you could do similar to what Beyonce did, right? When she went to go speak or sing, perform in Dubai, you could charge a large amount because the talk is so popular for that amount, right? So we want to get our reps in with our framework and with our signature talk because it allows us to over deliver, but it also allows us to work a lot less. And when you see the professional speakers, you'll see that they have their core framework, the things that they're teaching, their core talk, and they're doing it at Apple, they're doing it at Facebook, they're doing it at several organizations around the world. They're not just speaking and sharing a different thing every time. And that's what's putting them ahead of many speakers like you and even I in the past when I felt like I had to create something new every time I was given an opportunity. So I really want you to think to yourself, and this is sometimes a hard thing to really concept. Like I can have one talk and I can share it with a whole bunch of different people and I can get paid over and over again. Yes, that's what artists do every day, right? They have a framework and people want to see it live, right? I see someone, Dr. Joya says, smoke, work smarter, not harder. Exactly. Work smarter, not harder for yourself. So I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit of a story, right? Like I have a client I'm working with right now, and shouts out to all of my clients that are here in Speaking for Profit Academy or in Speaking for Profit Circle. And I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit later how you can join the circle, which is one of our free communities. And I'm building out a course particularly for that. But I have a client that I'm working in with in the academy. And the academy is a coaching program where you get opportunities to work with me on a weekly basis. Whereas a circle, we're working with each other on a monthly basis, right? So access. So I have a client and they came to me and they were like, Evolve, I got this cool speaking opportunity, but I'm not getting paid for it. Right. One of my old professors at the university that I went to wants me to come and speak at this particular summit and event that they have going on. They don't have a budget, but they want me to speak about it. So I had already helped this with a particular crafting their signature talk. They just did this talk for the first time, actually, for National Coming Out Day, right? Which is an LGBT visibility type of event for folks who are coming out that happen often on college campuses. So they had just done this event at another university, I think in October. So they were like, they want me to come and speak at this event. I need to write a new talk. So they wrote up an outline, used the framework that I give them. And I said, why don't you use the talk that you already did in October? And the client was like, what? What do you mean? Like, I can't use that talk. The theme is different. I said, we can have the talk that you've already done to fit the theme. Now, mind you, the theme is about diversity and all these other things. And their talk was about power and privilege and being a LGBT person. It's definitely a talk that we can figure out how to shift before we write a new one. It was really hard for that client to receive that feedback. And one of the reasons why is that they're used to what Dr. Joya just said, working harder and not working smarter, right? Because when we're caught up in the rat race of capitalism, it will teach us that we have to create, keep creating, keep creating, keep creating, keep burning ourselves out. And we don't really do all that. We really don't. We need to be really critical about the framework and the message that we're delivering to the world. And when you think about it, you want to be repetitive when it comes to your core message. Think about all the core messages that you've heard all your life, whether it be just do it from Nike or the little jingle comes on when you hear a McDonald's commercial. These messages are the brand identities that organizations are building, and you want to build that same brand identity for yourself and for your brand. So the biggest mistake that I see most speakers do is that they don't focus on crafting a signature talk. What they focus is being the master of many things. And what ends up happening is that people don't know you for your expertise. So it's really challenging for you to build credibility and for you to build know, like, and trust with individuals, right? They don't trust you. They're like, all right, you cool. You can come in and you can speak, but we don't know you for. Now, the reason this started to pivot for me, I've already been doing this, y'all, but I went to a conference last year called the Seven Figure Speakers Conference, an amazing event. If you have an opportunity to come here in Atlanta and go to it, please do. The host of it is Jeremy Anderson, an amazing public speaker. He's been doing it for years professionally, I think at least 20 years. And then Eric Thomas, ET, right? They're the host of it. And they have a great coaching program called, I think it's called Next Level Speaking. Amazing, right? So I went to their, I want y'all to see this right now. I'm a speaking coach and I'm still telling y'all about another program. I want y'all to see this right now, right? Like it's not competition, it's all love. And I love the work that they're doing. So I went to their conference because I was like, Eric Thomas, he's been doing it a while. He's one of the top paid public speakers, especially when you think about people of color, Black people, Black men. Eric Thomas is up there. And then Jeremy is probably right behind him. So I went to their conference and Eric Thomas starts telling us about crafting his signature talk and how he has a talk in particular that people reach out to him to do. They literally say, hey, we seen this talk on YouTube. We were so motivated about it. We want you to come and do the same exact talk at this conference. And that's what you want in business. You want to get so good at your signature talk that people end up reaching out to you saying, our clients, our staff, our students need to hear this message in order to get them to the next level of wherever that event is taking them. So crafting your own signature talk is going to be a framework that saves you a lot of time. I was at lunch recently with a friend, shouts out, and I was talking about, the different things that are happening within life and business. And I was thinking to myself, I got to craft a signature talk. I got to craft a new signature talk, right? The talk that I had, boy, born obviously incredible, talking about LGBT identity, that was a time and a place, and I'm in a different time and place now. So one of the things I plan on doing is I'm going to hire a coach and I am going to work with them to craft my new signature talk because I could do it myself, but I know when I'm able to be coached, it's going to take me to the next level. I've already crafted a signature talk. I probably a few in my life, but I want the support. So for you all, I don't want you to make that same mistake. When that professor asks you to come in and speak, I want you to use a talk that you've already done. I want you to figure out what your signature framework is and be comfortable enough to deliver that over and over again because you're going to become a better communicator. And one thing I want y'all to know, right? And if you're still listening to me, go on and put the word money in the comments so I can know that you're here because you want to monetize your message. Go on and put the word money in the comments. And if you're watching this in replay, don't forget to like and subscribe us on YouTube. What I want you all to consider is having a signature talk is more than just about the money. The money is powerful. Don't get me wrong, right? You get to go to travel to different parts of the world and deliver this. And that's opportunities that I had. But what really is powerful is you are delivering a message that's going to change the world over and over again to different people, to different cultures, So you have a skill set that is magical, literally, like cultures, policies, lives have been built off of one conversation. Just think about for yourself, who are the people who have spoken into you and shifted the way that you think about life and the way that you think about love and the way that you think about joy and the way that you think about business. The conversations that we're able to have are so powerful. So it's not just about you're going to make money and you're not going to burn out and you're not going to waste time and this is a business strategy. This is literally your purpose. Your signature talk is your purpose, and usually it's something that you've been saying over and over again to your friends, family, ones, your core framework that you just need to strategize, wrap up, and deliver to the world. So don't make the mistake that other speakers make. Because when you think about the top paid speakers like Eric Thomas, or I know some of you listen to Les Brown, some of you are big fans of Oprah, like I am. I love Auntie Oprah. When you think about these people, they have signature messages that we've been hearing over and over again in our lives. And that's why we're so glued to them and glued to their message and glued to their framework. Now, crafting a signature talk is not easy. And for some of you that are here today, I've done master classes. You have a course from me where I've done this before, but really crafting it where it really connects with your life purpose and your framework is a little bit different. So I'm doing something really special, right? And I think it's special just because it's something I haven't done before. I'm creating a new course, right? And the new course that I'm creating is all about how to create one signature talk that you can get paid from repeatedly. And I'm giving it away for free. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving it away for free. Everyone who has joined my Speaking for Profit Circle, which is my new community, will get opportunity to get this for free because I believe that one of my goals, y'all, let me back up a little bit because I get really excited about new things. One of my goals is to make sure that diverse speakers like you and I are the higher paid speakers in the next 20 to 30 years. I started to look at when I was really entering the professional speaking field as a full-time speaker, right? And I was talking to my wife, right? Recently, I gotta get out there a little bit more now and figure out what my new framework is. But when I was entering to this world, I didn't have a lot of guidance. But I also started looking up how many people are getting paid to speak, what do they look like, what's their background, what's their identity. And what I realized was a lot of the folks who were getting paid to speak at a higher level were white men. And no men, shouts out to all the white men that are here. I have had some amazing clients who have been white men, right? It's nothing wrong with that, but what it shows is an inequity. And for me, as a diversity, equity, inclusion practitioner, I've done that the last 10 years of my journey. Also, as just a person who has grown up in the environments I have and went to historically Black college, I have a love for making sure that diverse identities achieve, if not the same, more than others. I was like, why? Why is it that we're not getting paid the same? And what I realized is there's a gap in the experience when it comes to how you should run the business. What we do is we work extremely hard, we burn ourselves out, and that's why we cannot necessarily compete. And I know for some of you, you're like, oh, I'm not in competition with anybody but myself. I get that, right? I totally get that. But you are in competition with other people who are getting paid speaking opportunities or for a professional speaker. It is a competition. Everybody wants to secure the bag. So when you got people over here who are creating maybe one, two, three talks, and then you got yourself where you're creating a new talk every time you get an opportunity, whether it's free or it's paid, you're always going to be behind. So we got to do more than just write the talk. We have to have the mindset shift that makes us believe it's possible and also that it's okay to be a little bit mediocre, to do a little bit less, to still over deliver when we do our talk, but to realize we don't have to keep recreating because we have something that is really good, right? So the new course that I'm dropping, of course, it's going to support you with crafting your signature talk, which I think is important. But also, it's going to support you with the mindset to think about how you can use this in strategy. And we're going to talk about two ways, right? You can either go the free route where you go to maybe a conference or event and you deliver your signature talk and you walk away with some potential paid opportunities, or you can leverage your warm network that you known before and get paid opportunities. Two different ways. And I'm going to actually teach this and I'm going to be doing this, right? Because I need to secure the bag as well. So let's talk about, we talked a little bit about the mistake, right, that most public speakers are making. And if you resonate with that, go on and put the word speak into the comments. If you resonate with the fact that sometimes you just overcreate, you overwork yourself, it's okay, right? I want you to be honest here. But I'm also going to give you, now that I'm bringing up a problem, y'all know me, I got to give you a solution. So I want you to join the Speaking for Profit Circle. And I see we got some money in the comments. Thank y'all. And this is going to give you a great opportunity to get access to this course. Now, what I want to say is the course itself is not created yet. It will be out next Wednesday. If you're watching this in a replay, today is March 6th, so it'll be by March 13th, 2024. It will be out so that you all can get access to it. But until then, I want you to join the Speaking for Profit Circle, right? Because that's where the course is going to live. And what we're doing is something really special. The first 50 people to join will get access to this for the free. And then we'll think about like how much we want to charge for this amazing community that we're building, right? So if you haven't yet, I'm going to put the link into the chat. If folks are watching on YouTube, you can go on and join the circle. And then what I'll do is I'll create a quick banner so folks can see how to get there and what that address is to join the Speaking for Profit Circle as well, right? So you're going to go over to our school community, www.school.com/wealthy-speaker/about. And that's going to take you over to the Speaking for Profit Circle. You can join. Like I said, the first 50 are already there. Look at Natasha. Yeah, I be doing too much. Me too. I really resonate with that. Yo, I'm already in. You already in, Natasha, which is great, right? But I really want us to start thinking about this. For folks who are already here and who are already a part of the circle, go on and put the word circle in the comments so folks can see. We already have, believe it or not, y'all, like we just started sharing this with folks not that long ago, but we already have, and let me share my screen. We already have about 30 folks who are already 29, almost 30 folks who are already part of the circle, right? So we're going to keep this open for the first 50 for free because I want to give this as a labor of love, and we might extend it a little bit more. Right now, me and my team have committed to providing this space for 50 people because I y'all to craft your signature talks. I want you to get some amazing wins. And I want you to be motivated to not just do this part-time, but to join the speaking industry and to kill it, y'all. What I imagine in my future is seeing millions of us delivering our messages that are going to change the world and getting paid to do it, getting financially free, right? And I know that we have the possibility to do it. I've been so motivated by my coaches, and I'm so thankful. I'm a coach that's being coached to have a purpose and to have a mission. And I have so much more clarity now. And I want to share that with y'all in this course. But y'all have to be coachable as well. So I want people to join this community, but this community isn't for a bunch of tire kickers. This isn't for people who are just aspiring to do something. I want people who are dedicated to being a part of this field. And maybe you're going to do it part-time. I'm not saying you quit your job. Believe it or not, I'm not that coach. I'm not the one who's like, quit your job, be serious. No, I want you to have financial freedom. And for some of y'all, financial freedom is going to be that 9 to 5 and doing about maybe 4 to 5 high paid speaking opportunities throughout the year and taking that money, investing it, and being able to get financially free that way. For some of you, this is going to be a full-time gig where you're like ready to go. And this is going to be something that you're dedicated to on a full-time basis. Whichever you're at, you should have a signature talk. Whether you're doing this part-time, whether you're doing this full-time, whether you're doing this one time, you should have a signature talk, right? So the course is going to be something that's really supportive of you to be able to continue to grow your business and continue to take it to the next level. So one more thing I want to share with you all. I want to share with you the official name of the course because I keep talking about it. The name of the course is Your Signature Talk Mastery. Earn repeatedly with one presentation. And shouts out to everybody in Speaking for a Profit Circle who filled out that amazing survey. And for some folks who are in our Facebook group, the Rich Speaker Society, who filled out the survey to help me pick the name, but it's called Your Signature Talk Mastery. Earn repeatedly with one presentation. That's going to be the new course that we are dropping next week, right? So it'll give you an opportunity to craft your signature talk and also to understand how you can make money over and over again from one opportunity. But before we go, I want to talk to you about the burnout side of it, right? We talked a little bit about it because number one, you're creating a new speech over and over again. But this is the other thing that I personally believe, y'all. When we feel like we have to continuously overperform, what ends up happening is that we underperform. Just think about it. When you're overperforming, you're not being authentic. When you're overperforming, you're not being real to yourself. When you're overperforming, you're not being really authentic with what you truly mean. So your speech is not really coming from a core framework. It's coming from, I need to appease these people that I'm speaking to because they're paying me. And the truth is, they're paying you not just for that time, not just for that 30, 40, 90 minutes that you're going to be in that space. They're paying you for the lifetime of experience, for the environments that you've been in and that you've had to adapt to, for your resiliency, for your power, for the things that your ancestors have done. They owe you this. Abundance is your birthright. So if we go into these experiences really at the level where we understand our power, the fact that 75% of people are afraid to even speak, like I'm speaking to you today, afraid to do public speaking, afraid to go live. It's a superpower, but we don't think about it that way. And what we do is we end up undercharging and overworking ourselves. So even though you have a signature talk, which I'm going to teach you to create, and I'm going to teach you the different ways to secure the bag in this amazing course. And don't worry, y'all. I know I could be long-winded. This course is not going to be long-winded. It'll be about 60 minutes. Even though you're going to get access to all of that by joining the Speaking for Profit Circle, going to this link right here, you could still burn yourself out because you believe that you've got something that's really special that you should be valued for. And if you get anything out of our time today, or when you join the Speaking for Profit Circle, I hope that that's it. That you understand your power, you understand your value, you understand your message is something that people need to hear. There are people that email me every few months. I'll get a random email from someone that went to a poetry workshop I hosted years ago. And they'll say, I've been still using the writing prompt that you gave me, and I wanted to share it with you. Because anytime I have a session where I do a framework called Write It Out, I help people use writing and poetry to write past fear, anxiety, or self-doubt, or getting past difficult times. I always give people my email and I tell them I'm a community resource. If you ever want to share with me your poem, maybe you're not ready right here in our workshop, you can. I'll get it years later. And people will tell me, I've been working on this prompt and it's helped me heal. It's helped me change my life. It's helped me have a better relationship with my partner. It's helped me have a better relationship with grief, with sorrow, with joy, with celebration. So the things that we're doing, y'all, are so powerful. But because we live in a very capitalistic society, especially here in the United States, in times we're not able to see that power. So what we end up doing is like really thinking that it's not a big deal. And what I believe is if you have the power to be able to speak and change the world, you need to do it. So someone's asking me right now here, how much is it to join? It's free. It's free for the first 50 people. We might even extend it beyond that. We have about 30 people in the group now. So I would go to the link and join. It's free, y'all. It's free. No catch. This is a free offering. You join, you get the course. I'll be dropping it next Wednesday, but we already have some amazing things in the community that you can chew on and get started with. I'm doing this for free because I want you all to get your message out there and I want you to empower the world. Imagine y'all, like, it gives me chills. Imagine a world where folks who look like you and me are on the stages shifting the world and sharing our framework on a consistent basis. Imagine the medicine, imagine the shift, imagine the change in policy, the change in law. Imagine the wars that don't have to exist. Like, we have to start using our voices. So if you are a person who doesn't have fear and anxiety when it comes to jumping on a stage, or even if you do have it, but you know you have a message, because I will be talking a little bit in the course about how to get past the fear of public speaking. This circle is for you. And I want you to join it. And I don't want you to have to worry about the money. The one thing I do want you to worry about is the time. Because many of you are asking me, how much does it cost? But the real thing is, it's not about the money with you. Some of you already have the money. You could pay for coaching a day. You could pay me a couple of $1,000s right here and now. But are you willing to dedicate the time, energy, and consistency to make this happen? That's the real deal. Money is like energetic, it's going to come and go. But are you really willing to dedicate the time? So I'm excited. New course, new framework, new community, and a new community that does not have to make this common mistake of burning themselves out or being underpaid because they keep trying to reproduce when they should just stick to one signature talk or framework. And the reason I keep saying signature talk or framework is that I know that some of you that are here are speakers where you're going to have a signature talk. And some of you here are consultants where you're going to have a signature framework, right? So you're going to have a workshop or a curriculum that you're teaching to the world. Either way it goes, you only need one to get started. That's it. Just one. We can add on two or three. You just need one. And that's what this amazing course is going to teach you all, right? It's going to give you an opportunity to craft your signature talk. And that's why we're calling it the Signature Talk Mastery. Earn repeatedly with one presentation. So if you haven't had an opportunity, what I would suggest is go to this link. I put it in the chat, but I'll put it in the chat again for some folks who may have missed it, who just want the ability to just click it, especially if you're here watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us in other places, it might not be popping up on the chat, but it's here on the screen. Us in the Speaking for Profit Circle and take this deep dive into crafting your signature talk, crafting your signature message, and doing it so that you can have easeful abundance, right? I really want that for you. So one more thing, right? Because y'all know I always got a few things to share with y'all. This week, every week, y'all, for folks who are new to here, what we do is we will drop a podcast every week. Like, we are over delivering here at Speaking for Profit. So we dropped a podcast this week, and the episode that we dropped is right here. It's like how to make your first $10,000 from what you know. And one of my clients who's a part of Speaking for Profit Academy landed his first $10,000 speaking opportunity while being coached by me and my team. So it's an amazing interview, but also he talks about fatherhood and the way that he's able to balance business and pleasure, and some of the ways that he's supporting organizations with work-life harmony. His name is Desmond Davis. So if you haven't had an opportunity to check out this week's podcast, I appreciate you going over to the Speaking for Profit YouTube channel. As you can see right here, it's called Speaking for Profit University. If you put that in on YouTube, go over there. Excuse if you can hear the sirens in the background, but go over to Speaking for Profit University's YouTube. You can watch the latest episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I think this will also motivate you all as you're thinking about your framework and thinking about your business and how you want to grow, right? So that's something that we dropped this week. For folks who weren't here earlier, we also talked a little bit about the Speaking for Profit calculator. If you need to use that, that's another free resource as well. And I want to share this before I go. One of the folks that recently reached out to me went through one of my free trainings, and they secured, I think, a $12,000 opportunity. I believe there's some folks who have went through the circle before who have secured $5,000, $8,000 opportunities. And I don't say this to brag about money. I just say that that is a byproduct of the habits that you're going to produce by being a part of the Speaking for Profit circle and by being held accountable. What most of us need in our life and our business, y'all, to be honest with y'all, is someone to hold us accountable and to support us with building habits that we need in order to produce and to live in a profitable business. And I want that for y'all. So join the Speaking for Profit Circle. You're going to go to www.school.com/wealthy speaker/about, or you can click the link here in the chat and we'll be excited to welcome you and welcome you to that community. Like I said, the course will drop next week, right? On Wednesday. I'll actually probably go live and talk a little bit more about it. And then we're going to have a masterclass in a couple of weeks as well. So look out for that information. But I want to thank you all for showing up here and showing up live to this training and understanding a little bit more about the one mistake that I believe most public speakers are making. And I hope that by learning this and joining the circle, you don't have to make that same mistake. So I appreciate y'all. My name is Yvonne, the Speaking for Profit coach. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you inside the circle. All right, y'all. Until next time, peace.